Hello everybody and welcome to tonight's coverage of the 5th season of the NASCAR Class C Maconi Fixed Series. This evening we're excited to bring you top spot action for the weekly strength of field race for the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway in Homestead, Florida. Maconi Entertainment is here to bring you action from all types of racing, including the top split for this series, from the RTP ladder, and Fast Fridays. No matter what you're racing, we can bring the action to life. My name's Justin Prince, alongside the booth tonight. Once again, Brandon Laster. DJ Line is working the controls as our producer. Braden, Homestead is a multi-groove racetrack that puts a lot in the driver's hands, but it's also notorious for grading tires, and there's a chance we see up to 3 full seconds of fall off at what could be an interesting combination of track position and tire saving in order to be successful. With that in mind, what do you expect for the high banks of Homestead tonight?
They're going to be a nice, cool one here in southern Florida, and tire saving definitely be the name of the game. You've seen this track produce great multi-groove racing, but these drivers love to take a single file low and slow for the first 10 to 15 laps. After that, kind of heat up a little bit, put the pressure on one another, and it always creates a fantastic finish.
Should be a fun time with a racetrack that's changed a lot over the years, but tonight we continue things on with a progressive banking 18-20 degrees essentially through the corners here since the 2003 update to Homestead Miami Speedway. In turn, it's leading to a stacked field tonight once again. This is also our midway portion just about of our schedule this season. On some of the races to keep an eye on, Martinsville and Phoenix. Also amongst the real world schedule before it goes to the fantasy portion, like Kentucky Auto Club, Atlanta, and Charlotte. Remainder of the season all the way into early December and late November. With that in mind, here's the championship point standings. A lot of different racers up front so far, Braden. Clayton Servolsky leading the way in the standings over J-Bo, Dean Brummett, and Wesley Parker on Dakota Lawn amongst your top 5 so far.
Actually, Dean Brummett won this championship almost a year ago, the 2023 season 4 to that final season in 2023. We're not final season 2024, so try and go back to back as far as a year apart. That is, it's been a while through him competing for a championship. But Slavsky from Canada, actually, so not a regular in this time slot. We will not see him here tonight, but taking to the guys down south.
An interesting season so far, to say the very least, when it comes to the points. Also amongst some of the other notables we've seen over the years. Keaton Jones, Gavin Gleitzman, amongst some of the drivers we've seen in this time slot. Amongst those doing well in the standings overall. Again, let's look at your point standings entering Homestead. But the drivers are currently in the midst of the final moments of qualifying for tonight. Your S.O.F. is pretty high. It's in the 5,000 bracket tonight, Braden. A lot of people love to race Homestead.
5,100 plus to be exact. This is definitely going to be one of the most stacked races we've had in a long time. And you know what that means, JP? This is a big point night for our championship contenders.
Qualifying just came to a close now for the session. 22 drivers are in this session. We're just about ready to see how they'll race for 40 laps tonight here in this one. Let's take a look at your starting lineup for tonight here from Homestead Miami Speedway, where the qualifying seen just 4 drivers breaking the 34-second bracket. Nick Olson start on the pole. Jordan Worth will start alongside. Then Jared Davis and Francisco Villarreal round out your top 4. Those were the drivers in the 34-second bracket, 32 rather. Hunter East and Dakota Lawn just outside that bracket. Then rounding out your top 10 looks like this. Connor Dubois and Wyatt Gray, Constantine Cornelli start alongside Charles Wimbley, who's in 10th.
Dean Brummett, fun one to watch, working way up through the field. He's going to be rolling off there in 11th. Is outside, and plus going to be Peyton Howe. Matthew Magnolia there in 13th. Jackson Anderson is outside of 14th. Jesse Hedrick in 15th, and Jeffrey Maconi there in 16th. That's the driver that took a time. Zach Novak is the highest ranked driver to not take a time. He's starting 17th. James Rodriguez is outside the 18th. Conrad Hampton Jr. 19th. He's not on the track quite yet. Jordan Hurley 20th. Julian Valeda in 21st, and Cole Pawson in 22nd.
That's what Trucks bottoming running order here tonight from the virtual Homestead Miami Speedway as we get all geared up and ready to go racing here at the racetrack. Trucks still making their way to the racing surface, so let's talk about your Maconi race analysis. Maconi setup shop race analysis for tonight. Once again, 40 laps going to be your distance. 2 tire sets are available in the pits for this race as well, meaning you better be careful on tires as well. Remember, fixed setups. The speed limit tonight for pit road, if you have to go down under caution, 45 miles an hour for this evening. And there's also the only one green-white checkered if the field uses it. So, as we get set to go for tonight, we get prepared for tonight's racing here. Braden, your keys to victory.
We mentioned tire saving going to be a huge deal here. Your drivers do have 2 sets in the pits and they need it. You don't want to obviously come down and pit under green in a 40-lap dash. So I expect drivers to tire save as much as they can if this thing starts going green flag from flag to flag. We've seen that quite a bit, and I think, you know, playing it cool, playing it nice, playing it easy to start, it's going to be a huge part of this race.
98 degrees Fahrenheit as well, fairly cool for iRacing conditions. The air temperature a little bit on one of the higher side though, 78, but it is a late October session, October 26, 2024, of the session conditions. Just about ready to go for tonight's action. We're happy to have you with us here on Maconi Entertainment and iRacing social media platforms for tonight's coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series. It's one of the drivers for the RTP ladder, Nick Olson. Alongside Jordan Ward, the green flag is out, and we're off to an awkward start, but underway. Double back straight away. One driver with a hard slide to the inside. It's Cornelli. No caution. We stay green as the 6 has significant damage already.
Yeah, that pink and green machine there, slow rolling, trying to get going. Smoke come out the back end. His night is over before he even completes a lap replay. See what happens. Saw Baba come off a turn 2. Goes low at a block and gets a little bit of help there from a blue truck behind him. I'm not sure who that was. Looking now, it was Dean Brummett. Dean Brummett eager to get through the field and not checking up for anybody.
Not the hit they were looking for to start things off, to say the very least. Racing battle staying intense to start things off. Nick Olson, Jordan Ward trading the lead. All the others starting to play different lines. Dakota Long is the one using the high line to make his way to third.
Dakota Long found his first series win here for the broadcasted time slot, a regular with the Maconi C Fixed, a regular for the broadcasted time slot, came in tonight 5th in points, try and go back-to-back wins here.
Right now, one of the few using the very, very top. Many of the drivers trying to use the bottom seam at the moment, just along the white line just about. Zach Novak trapped in the traffic. As many of the others you see migrate the bottom, others running the boards.
Yeah, Zach Novak running the boards. Like you mentioned, they're working right up through the field, already up 3 or 4 spots. Actually up 6 across the line last time by, but it's 3 wide. See Novak there in that Maconi step top, yellow and black truck ripping the lip.
Taking 3 wide. Novak ripping the top. So far, it's gone from 17th to 11th. He passes Rodriguez in gray down the straightaway. He's one of the fastest trucks on the racetrack with this move. Not afraid to use up his stuff early.
Yeah, fastest one on the track right now, but this thing goes green flag all the way through. He would definitely not be the fastest truck in about 20 laps time. So finally goes to the white line, tries to make a move around the 12 truck of Jackson Anderson. He's got the line, he's not gonna have the momentum off the corner.
That's what Jackson Anderson, one of the youngsters in the field. Move back to be able to hold on to the 9th position for the time being. So people are being very selective on their use of the top so far, Braden. We've seen the tires come into play. Hold on. Jordan Worth. He has a big bobble as Dakota Long jumps to 2nd.
Yeah, just try to get the momentum off of turn 4 and it got a little arrow loose as Dakota Long shifted to his right side and Dakota Long took that advantage, got around Worth for second, now going for the lead.
Side by side for the point. It's after running the top much of this run. Oh, now uses the bottom to his advantage. Olsen has also scraped up his rear end of the 19 truck. See how that truck handles if there's any damage on that machine as they continue to battle back and forth.
Dakota Long is on one mode and one mode only right now, and that is dig. Absolutely dig on that left rear. See it sticking down to the track a little bit, even sticking that much. Up 5 spots to take the lead in 5 or 6 laps. Dakota Long trying to go back-to-back wins here for the Maconi C Fixed broadcast time slot.
Up to move to the wall as Villarreal tries to run the bottom. Q1 Racing entry. So far, it's been a one so it's able to stay up at the front. And that's one of the main critical points of this race is your biggest movers are still at the end of the top 10, if not in the teens. Zach Novak just now sliding his way around for an air spot. That's still for 10th.
Update on Constantine Corneliel. They had that lap 1 incident. He had taken to the garage and parked it for the night. So heartbreak for him.
Frenchman out of the race now as your first DNF indeed. For the race lead again, Olsen sending it. Lawn getting the run. Nick Olsen just trying to use multiple different grooves, preferring to run the bottom here as near contact. Had to squeeze back down from Long.
Long trying to get momentum off the corner. He does, able to pull away from Nick Olsen a little bit. Olsen going to get the draft down the back straightaway and set himself up for another passing opportunity. Wreck in the back, huge wreck in the back. Multiple cars to the inside wall, spinning up and down the track. That's Matthew Magnolia. A couple others involved as well. They're stopped on the track. Conrad Sampson. There's another car involved. They finally get rolling. No caution flag out. They were battling back there for 18th.
We stay green as Sampson and Goliath take hard hits. A huge slide as well for Villegas in the midst of that. Those drivers are battling, still in the teens at the edge of the 20s.
Villegas had a heck of a save, able to keep that truck going straight. He was pointed literally 90+ degrees sideways below the line, riding on board here. This is Mongolian. It is hard hit there, and see Villegas sliding in front of him. See the left front broken on that truck, so getting down pit lane and getting service, much needed service of that.
Quarter of the way through the race just like that, and already 3 drivers with potentially race-ending damage here. Take a look at some of the air battles forming up. This is down the back straightaway. Brummett to 6th, Hunter East dropped to 7th.
Yeah, East has been back here in the heat of the battle with Brummett and with Tyler Dubois. Dubois behind them now running the wall. But East has been trying to hang on his bottom, save his tires up for a late race run. And I think that's why he's doing right now. Just not trying to burn stuff up, not trying to fight too hard and have something here in about 15, 20 laps.
Back for the race lead, side by side again. Meanwhile, these two just will not quit. Long getting the run for the straightaways. Olsen continuing to poke, prod, find a way to get alongside with the hard send into the corner.
Update on that wreck we saw real quick. Conrad Sampson has taken it to the garage. He didn't have a meatball, so he could have returned to the track. Just thought better of it. Mongolia still in pit lane getting his car fixed.
You can tell Olsen just trying to have some fun here with the multi-groove racing. Just not afraid to sling it to the inside. A lot of people are trying that from the inside group. Zach Novak, he's still battling for 9th.
And Zach Novak there in the 5, trying to run down the 17 of Tyler Dubois. Dubois has elected to run the high line for the last handful of laps here and getting the momentum and not really allowing Zach Novak to build any momentum. See Dubois entering the picture there.
Seeing him just run the groove, run to the bottom, send it in just like we're seeing Nick Olsen do. Then back to the normal scheduled line for the corner exit, it seems. It's getting harder and harder to make a pass though, Braden. That's the main thing. And what we were expecting when it comes to these tires, already 34-second lap times in qualifying. We're in the 32s, remember.
See that already a second plus of fall off, and I think the tire wear is definitely start coming into play. Who saved yourself the best? We expect about lap 14, lap 15 when drivers are going to start showing off who burnt their stuff up, and we are at lap 15 here, so some drivers are probably going to start falling back, others start moving forward.
Well, one of the drivers starting to try and move ahead is Dean Brummett. Moving back is Jordan Worth after that bobble from before. Things have not gone the way he's wanted things to go, to say the least, in the 3 truck. It's been going backwards. Race lead yet again, side by side.
Dakota Long running the high line that last time, and that's one thing I really like about Dakota Long's driving style. You just never know what line he's going to take. He's preferred to top all race, but he's not scared to go to the bottom and make it work really, really well. Take the air off of Nick Olson's nose, and he's running the high line that time there to get momentum off the corner. Does a great job at it.
Continues to get boost after boost when they get side by side like that, as we see some of the others, how they're staggered out. Jared Davis amongst those in the mix right now. Bit of a bobble that time for Hunter East, trying to walk up the racetrack.
A couple drivers trying to figure out what they got and what they're not. Hunter East, one of those drivers, now looking inside of Dean Brummett, trying to get that position back. Move back inside the top 5 minutes, and East was on that tire-saving strategy for the first handful of laps of this run, and he's set to go forward now. If we can get around D. Brummett, that is.
Need for the time being, yet again, another setup from Hunter East, though, for the time being. And yet again, trying to clear himself. Brummett gave him a break.
That is a huge break from Dean Brummett. That's a driver that typically won't give you a break. You saw at lap 1 incident with Corneliel. I mean, Brummett is set on go mode, and that was definitely a break there that Brummett didn't have to give. I think he would have been justified there in not lifting, but East able to pull away a little bit, come off of turn 2.
Having 22 laps to go in this one. And so far, despite 2 incidents down the back straightaway, we have stayed green. For those tuning in, on multi-groove racing, still the name of the game as drivers go up the hill, in for the corner exit, or down the hill, should say. It's more uphill for the back straightaway based on the configuration of this racetrack. Right now, amongst those you still see on screen, Charles Wimbley battling with Jordan Hurley. Hurley wanting to find his way to 13th again, side by side.
Kind of like the look in that number 20 truck of Jordan Hurley, but some Miami Vice colors going on there.
I mean, why not? Absolutely.
We are in Homestead, Miami.
Yeah, it's very much the Miami Vice colors, especially when it's the region. Maconi still trying to find a way to run them down here. He's been stuck in place throughout this race, stuck in the 15th position.
Up a spot from where he started. Now looking inside of Hurley, but he's got company. Wyatt Gray going to run Maconi's outside now on the 14 truck.
Poke alongside of the 14 indeed. Make it 3 wide, why don't you? As Maconi loses a spot and he's back right where he started to 16. A lot of people getting loose off turn 4, but no one massive snap loose yet.
Keyword there is yet. We are just now past the halfway point, so it's definitely go time for everyone in the field here. Some drivers, unfortunately, don't have anything left to go.
Zach Novak gets the spot. Able to move himself now up. One more spot to 7th. Slowly starting to walk his way through the traffic, taking his time though, as East hits the wall in front of them.
The quickest trucks on the track right now is Zach Novak there in the 5, and then Jordan Worth is finally moving forward, gets around Villarreal, gets around or pulls away from battle from Hunter East as well. So Worth, quickest car on the track. He's ran down your second and first place cars of Nick Olson and Dakota Long.
Worth able to find himself to speed again after slowing down a fair bit. Nearly putting himself in grasp of Villarreal. Is this now the tactic of trying to get the tires saved up to join the fun? Let's see here with 18 to go.
Hunter East also moving forward a little bit as well. Worth goes to the bottom. Olson gets right in line behind Dakota Long. Both of them ripping the lip. But Worth's building some momentum off the bottom. Not quite able to build enough though.
Just not enough to be able to clear on by as Olson now goes for the slider. Olsen sends it for the race lead. Can he park the bus in front of Lon? Yes, he does. And no, he does not. He wiggles off the line. Lon zips on by to retake the race lead.
They had the opportunity to come up and block Dakota Long, thought better of it, still plenty of racing left, but he had the spot. All he did was slide up, but Dakota Long, I don't know if he would have played too nicely with that. Worth now running the bottom, trying to make it worth his worth. Ha, ha, ha.
Just couldn't slam the door shut, though. Olsen, seen an opening last time. He's tried it again. This time, slow rolls and doesn't bobble. Long crosses him up, hits Worth. Worth slides in the wall. Hard contact for the 3. Side by side for the race lead. Long just squeezed Olsen into the wall for the lead.
Worth able to get rolling.
They're in the wall. Damage. Leaders are in the wall right now in turn 2. As Olsen got pushed up with Lon, they leaned on each other through turn 2.
Both of them able to maintain this battle for the lead down the back straight despite putting each other in the wall. And this is getting ugly by the second.
Temper starting to flare here. Coming to 15 laps to go. Now Olsen on the cross, side by side again. Can he slam the door for the lead full? Yes, he does. Dakota Long back to second. And as they're busy battling, Villarreal just slow rolls his way to the lead.
Out of nowhere, running the bottom, able to get side by side with Nick Olsen for the leader off of turn number 2. Falls back over down the back straight, now side by side with Long for second.
A 3-truck battle for the race lead once again, and this is allowing Novak, by the way, to join the fun. He's now in the back doorstep of Dakota Long. Side by side for the point. Olsen still gets the lead at the stripe, but Novak is now the quickest truck on the track, and he's going to the bottom.
Jordan Worth down pit lane there, getting his damage fixed, heavy that front damage to that truck, and a lot happened there. There's a replay with Worth coming off of the corner. Going to see Dakota Long pull the crossover on Nick Olsen, gets a little bit loose and straight down into Jordan Worth into 3.
That destroys Jordan's front end, and obviously not going to be happy there. Battle for the race lead. Villarreal nearly cleared. Dakota Long started to lose the rears a bit in the battle with Novak for 3rd spot.
Yeah, let me tell you, for everyone listening at home, you do not want to be hearing these radio comms right now. Or maybe you do. I think it's we got a great show on the track, and we got a great show off the track as well.
Villarreal now back in line as Olsen continues to plant in front. Now everybody runs the wall.
One driver not, though. That's the 13 of Hunter East. We've talked about him all night in his tire-saving strategy. Finally coming into play, side by side for second. Buffalo for second. That's Francisco Villarreal getting moved out of the way from Novak, I believe. Able to keep it going straight, but it's going to hurt his tires big time, the 9 truck.
Another big bobble in this one with the bit of the bump from behind, maybe.
I think he got loose, came off the corner, and that gets loose there, and Novak helps him out a little bit.
Got loose, not enough time to check up. Now he still tries to ride in the top 5. Coming to 11 laps to go though. Novak, he's got to run. Does he take the run to get alongside Olsen for the lead? He tries it.
And building momentum going into turn 1, goes to the bottom. We've seen this move time and time again. It's going to have to pull a slider, or Nick Olsen's going to have to hit the wall, which he does. Going to lose a ton of momentum up top. Zach Novak to the lead off of turn 4. From not taking a time, starting 17th to the lead, coming to 10 to go this time by.
And that's why it's important to save tires throughout a race like this. Novak has kept them cool, but Hunter East is still in the conversation. He slides his way to second as Olsen moves to the inside after a scrape to the wall.
Olsen's definitely getting the right side body panels. Worth, that is for sure. Knocked the wall about every corner of the last handful of laps, making the most of the track, doing what it has to do, but killing momentum off the corner down the straightaways that's allowed Hunter East and Zach Novak to make a move for position there.
Novak trying to check out with less than 10 laps to go. East changing up his tactics, trying to use the wall. The problem is, East remembers amongst those who have slid his rear tires a fair bit, Braden. He cannot afford to slide those tires if he wants a shot.
And last time by, looking at the speed, he's about a tenth and a half slower than Zach Novak. But let me tell you, if we're gonna get caution, gonna be right here behind these guys. As Dakota Long is starting to fall, he's gonna move Peyton Howell a little bit out of the way. They're spinning back here off of turn 2.
Long trying to save it in front of the field, does. Hurley and Moore had to drive to the apron. Dean Brummett loses spots from it. And a scary situation in the heart of the field from the Ford truck.
Go along, they're getting loose off the corner, goes down, collects Peyton Howell, and somehow 3 or 4 trucks do a great job of avoiding him here. See the replay of what happened. Howell in the 11, further around the 9, and back and forth, no grip in any of those 4 tires to really get it going straight easily.
How in the world he didn't loop it around, let alone crash into somebody? That's a big question. Already back to 12th spot with some damage similar to that, and Nick Olson's now in that situation. Speaking of which, now drivers are starting to really float around this racetrack. They're feeling the pain on these tires with 7 to go.
Yeah, 34 laps on this run. Track temp is about 5 or 6 degrees hotter than what it was when we started here, so these tires are definitely blistering. Dakota Long, we saw that, instant lap or so ago, falls all the way back down to 12. So, well, it's going to be a great run for him. Is not looking like a great point tonight at all.
Olson starting to really lose ground. Riao trying to wrap the bottom once again. That top through 3 and 4 has just been a great defensive mechanism throughout this race, though.
Yeah, I think the greatest defense mechanism has been saving your tires and not using your stuff up, which Zach Novak, I mean, I would have thought he was burning his stuff up big time. I mean, I even mentioned it earlier in the show, he was fast in the first 15 laps, but would he be fast in the final 15? And he has been the fastest truck on the track this entire race, it seems, and able to pull away to almost a second lead, the biggest lead from anyone all race long. And I mean, Hunter East did a good job at saving his stuff up, but I don't know why he's doing differently as he's now on the wall behind Novak and basically having a wall ride all through 3 and 4.
Yeah, and that's not a great sign when you're having to run the wall, in the wall, should say, with 5 laps to go on Homestead. You normally don't want to hit the wall too many times. Aerodynamicness. Villarreal, meanwhile, looking to slot up. Can't slide up in front of Olson. Some tense battling for 3rd. Olson slower through apex. Villarreal still can't get the exit speed.
That 7 truck right behind these guys, though, Jameson Rodriguez, started 18th on the starting grid, 1 spot behind Zach Novak, and he's up to 5th there. So and he has a pretty good shot at getting this 3rd place finish if Villarreal and Nick Olson get together here.
They'll try and take it up the middle. Didn't get alongside either of them, but Villarreal does slide up in front of Olson and slams the door for 3rd.
And Villarreal trying to have a career night here. We don't get to talk to him a whole lot. We've seen speed here and there, but it's been one of his best nights all season, actually past seasons long. So Villarreal definitely having a great night here along with Hunter East.
East, he's comfortable for that spot, but Olson not so much for the top 5 possibly. Just scraped the wall yet again in the battle now with Rodriguez. Rodriguez has the position and has the spot.
I see him swapping back and forth, only a couple laps to go, and here comes Rodriguez going in the bottom here.
That's in front of these drivers. The 12 and the 20 are on screen at the moment. That's Anderson and Hurley. Still for 7th. And you can tell, give and take, going to start going away here. You need to be able to take without taking too much, so to speak. Right now, someone who's in a great spot to take, but not enough to keep. Rodriguez still alongside, now for 3rd.
Rodriguez trying to make the most of this run here. Side by side going into turn 3. He's got the momentum down there. Might be able to pull a slide job on the last lap if he has to, but Zach Novak has all but checked out.
White flag is out, final time around, and a green flag to checkered race. Zach Novak had to waltz his way from the back to the front to get to the point. While some of the other drivers continue to burn up their stuff on the final time around, such as Olson, Villarreal, and Rodriguez going 3 wide. it's been a calm front for Novak. Villarreal moves back up to third, coming around to the final time around with the battle with Rodriguez. But it'll be Novak. We'll see the checker flag and take the win. He picks up the win at Homestead. Second spot for East. Villarreal holds on to third.
Jamison Rodriguez there in a drag race with Nick Olson. He's going to finish fourth, and Nick Olson rounding out your top five. Quick stat for you there, JP. Jamison Rodriguez, his first race this season for the Maconi C Fixed Series, and brings out a fourth place finish, one of the highest S.O.Fs we've seen. That's Hunter East hard on the inside wall after the fact.
So let's take a break. We come back, post-race results and coverage. You're watching iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
When you want to be the best, you can't settle for the rest. For anything on iRacing, there's just one name you need, Maconi.
With the launch of Maconi Entertainment and Maconi Competizone alongside Maconi Setup Shop, we now provide the best of the best in setups, paint schemes, coaching, broadcasting, and event organization.
With cars across all 4 license classes, we have what you need to hit the track with confidence. Grab a subscription and save money while going fast at MaconiSetupShop.com/subscriptions.
And remember, at Maconi Setup Shop, there are setups, but your victories.
Welcome back, everyone, to iRacing social media platforms, Maconi Entertainment, for coverage of the Maconi Fixed Series. After the green flag checkered race. In the end, from 17th to 1st tonight, Zach Novak marched his way to the field. While everybody else battled and burned up their stuff, it was Novak who drove right on by them easily to take the win over Hunter East. Francisco Villarreal coming away in third. Rodriguez and Olson, your top 5. Hayden Howell quietly goes to the 6th spot. Hurley goes from 20th to 7th. Jackson Anderson, Dean Brummett, Jared Davis amongst your top 10 tonight.
Now White Gray there rounding out, or first car outside the top 10, I guess. Tyler Dubas ran the top all night long, falls 5 spots from the 7th starting spot. Charles Williams, a quiet night for him. He's going to finish 13th. Dakota Long had the most laps tonight, had the fastest laps, but unfortunately only a 14th place finish to show for it. Cole Pawson there in 15th, Jeffrey Maconi in 16th, Jesse Kedrick there in 17th. And the last driver on the lead lap, Julian Vlades, who had a spin late in the race, able to recover, keep it going straight. Plus 18th and Jordan Worth, Matthew Magnolia, Conrad Timpson, and Constantine Cornelius. Your DNF here tonight.
That's what we've talked about on your running order here tonight. Your top 3 already standing along by. Let's take the opportunity first to talk with your race winner tonight. Zach Novak ended up marching his way through the traffic. At first, seemed like he was getting marred in 10th, and then the afterburners kicked on in. Zach, first of all, talk us through that second half of the race where you went from riding around in 10th to being the fastest truck on the racetrack by a good few tenths of a second a lap at the end.
Yeah, I've always just loved this racetrack, especially, being able to rip the wall like we can here. I think it just kind of introduces a little bit more of a skill gap, that it's just very difficult. You can't really make a lot of mistakes or anything up there. So, I think that's just kind of the big thing that helped me out. Was just being able to find some time up on the wall. I was getting a bit impatient there, to be honest, about 15 laps in or so when I wasn't really going anywhere. I was wondering why, because I figured I would be slowly making time and whatnot, but it came to me about lap 20, 25 or so, and those guys racing up front helped me out a lot. As always, though, love doing these races, and whoever built this setup, I'm not sure if it's Jeff or iRacing, whoever. They did a great job, so shout out to them.
Yeah, so great multi-groove racing from top to bottom for these drivers here tonight, including yourself here. And on top of things, talking about the second half of the season coming up here, you have Martinsville, you have Phoenix amongst the real world schedule. Your thoughts on the races coming up in this series to be able to attack the track in the offseason with the Coke Series?
Yeah, it's always a good thing for me to get more experience, as I've talked to you, about before. And just the more experience, the better. And, being able to show up to races like this with good competition is always good. We're just going to keep, clicking off some laps over this winter, and, whether that be in here or anything else official, just looking forward to getting some laps in and learning more and more.
On that note, Zach, congratulations once again on the win here tonight in this one. You picked up the win by 2.5 seconds.
Thank you, guys.
Zach Novak puts on a clinic at the end on long run pace, picks up the win by a sizable margin. Hunter East had a sizable margin on the rest of his competitors in the battle pack. He came away second. He's with Brayton.
Now, Hunter, we saw you running quietly there around the top 5. Thought you were falling back. I said, don't worry, just saving his tires. That's exactly what it did. Had a great late race resurgence to finish second here tonight.
It was a fun race lap. Keeping the entire being race for in the mix, especially in the trucks. But it was that time everyone so much. I was gonna fall, but apparently I was as equally paced.
Yeah, your microphone's cutting in and out a little bit here. Don't know if that's something you're able to fix real quick, but we saw that tire strategy there come into play, and it worked out better for you than it did most. Kind of tell us through the decision to bank on not having a caution and fall back on the early stage.
I guess it's good.
Yeah, it's a unfortunate microphone is not able to pick up what you are saying. If you're able to get it fixed here, we'll give you a moment, but we're going to have to send it down to the waiting room, see if we can get that fixed real quick.
Fortunate for Hunter East, sounds like a technical issue and then some. But coming away third spot is Francisco Villarreal coming away in that position. You were in the heart of the battle pack, as we called it. 5 different drivers at one point joined on into the fight just to be able to battle back and forth like that. What was that viewpoint for you with some of the aggressive battling for the race win up front?
Honestly, it's quite insane. I'm usually a very passive driver, so I see these aggressive moves being made, and I'm just like, I'm gonna let them do their thing. I'm not gonna get in the mix of it. But there towards the end, I had to kind of start being a little bit more aggressive, sliding up in front of people. It definitely gets your heart racing. But it's awesome. The competition in this race was fun. Zach had insane pace. I got loose in front of him on the high line and cost me a little bit, but overall it's a fun battle. You enjoy it.
Overall, how would you describe the feeling of racing, the multi-group racing this week here at Homestead, with the setup allowing the top, the bottom, all the lines to come into play, it seems?
I really enjoy it. The setup handled great no matter where you ran. as long as you're able to keep the tires under you can run any line. Like there at the end, I started running the Highland. I kind of figured it out. I struggle with it, but it allows for more strategy because now you're not just worried about protecting a single line. You have to watch out for what move are they going to make behind you. So it creates more excitement, creates better racing, and overall the setup handles fantastic. I absolutely love it here at this track.
Well, the next race, I will ask this question. I'm not sure how much you love the paperclip in Martinsville Speedway. Will we see you then?
We'll see because me and Shirt Tracks do not get along. I spend more time in the pits than I do on the track, so we'll see.
All right, on that note, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on the podium.
Thank you very much.
Francisco Villarreal coming away in the third spot tonight. And believe we do have Hunter East worked on Braden Lasters with him.
All right, Hunter East, we're going to try us one more time. Tell us a little bit about tonight. We saw you fall back in the early stages and tire save a little bit. Unusual strategy, but it worked out great for you as you got second here tonight.
Yeah. At first, I thought there was going to be a caution because usually these C Fixed races, most of them have cautions in it. So I was pleasantly pleased that there was no cautions in it at all. And the tire saving just came into my hands and worked out great.
I say that definitely. It's a favorite strategy amongst drivers, but you have to rely on the thing going clean to green. And tonight's field of 5100 S.O.F, and you bring home a second place finish here. What does that mean to you?
Really happy because I've had a really bad stretch of races, especially being Talladega week a couple weeks back. So a lot of stuff dropped with my safety and iRating, and I was just happy that I knew I'm still fast and all that, even though my iRating dropped quite a lot.
That Talladega week would definitely do that to you. Anybody want to thank and route to the second place finish here tonight?
I'd just like to thank the other drivers for keeping it clean for the most part, except for that one incident that Jordan Worth got caught up in. Sucks for him, but a little racing deal. So,
well, we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us, and we appreciate you putting on a great show for us as well.
Yep, thank you guys.
Once again, that's your entire top three taking the time to speak with us during post-race coverage here on iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment. The next time out, it's Martinsville Speedway, the Paperclip, October the 30th, 7:15 p.m. Once again, the start time, Braden, it should be a wild one.
Did the half mile from Martinsville, Virginia, going put on a great show and see the points battle tonight. Dean Brummett, by the way, was your highest points contending driver, finished all the way back in ninth. These drivers are looking for some great points runs. I don't know if Martinsville would deliver that, to be honest.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one for some. It's going to be an interesting one to see who keeps it clean from many of the others. Catch that here on iRacing social media platforms and Maconi Entertainment when that gets underway. But on that note, it's time to thank the race sponsor, Maconi Setup Shop, as well as you, the viewers, for tuning in for tonight. Calling the action tonight was myself, Justin Prince, alongside Brandon Laster. DJ Lyon was producing. Thanks to our viewers for watching tonight's racing action. Stay tuned to our social media pages for our next race. Thanks to the entire staff for their work in bringing this racing to you. This has been a production of Maconi Entertainment. We'll see you next time.